Other breaking news coming in. The temple president's house have been attacked in Canada. Shooting has taken place at temple president's house. 14 rounds have been fired at the house in Surrey, and the rampage suspected by Khalistan thugs. Earlier, counter-protest was organized against extremists at this temple last month when Khalistani extremists gathered to attack the temple premises. Now, the Canada police have launched an investigation. Rishabh is joining me to help us with details. Rishabh, over to you. Give us the updates that you're gathering as far as this attack on a temple president's house in Canada.
What we are learning that on Thursday, there were 14 rounds, at least 14 rounds that were fired at a house of Mr. Satish, who is the president of the Lakshmi Narayan Temple in Surrey. Remember, he is also an affluent businessman in Surrey, and this is not the first such instance we have seen. Way too much of extremist activities that are happening, especially in British Columbia, in last 6 to 7 months. In last 2 months, what we can gather is at least 100 calls for extortion have been made by these Khalistani extremists to the affluent Indian community businessmen in Surrey. And remember, when we talk about the Swami Narayan Temple, in last 6 months, at least 3 instances where the Swami Narayan Temple have been defaced, vandalized, and protests have taken place at the temple. Last time when the Khalistani thugs decided to protest at the Swami Narayan Temple, the counter-protest was organized by Indian community to counter the narrative of the Khalistani thugs and their extremist ideology. Since then, there have been a contention between the Indian community and the Khalistani thugs, and that resulted in firing yesterday. At least 14 rounds were fired, as per the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. There hasn't been any injury, but the police is investigating it further. Remember, when it comes to Canada, India has already called it safe haven for these separatist and extremist groups. And in the garb of freedom of expression, freedom of speech, India has been warning Canada that giving space to these extremist elements in Canada is neither good for India nor for Canada.
Right. All right, Rishabh, appreciate you giving us all the details there and explaining to us what exactly has happened there in Canada, where a temple president's house was attacked. We will be continuing with all the details there, but